You're accused of assaulting your two roommates with intent to commit mayhem.
You mean murder. And he also tried to kill us, too. Yeah, you ought to hold him on a habeas corpus.
Hey, that's telling them, kid.
Today I want to talk about the fifth member of the Three Stooges, Joe Besser. In the early 1950s, everything seemed to be going well for the Stooges. Moe, Larry, and Shemp were at their comic peak, creating some of the funniest and most iconic Three Stooges shorts, and receiving award after award for best-selling short films. Despite Curly's weakened state due to the stroke suffered years earlier, he was happy. In fact, those who knew Curly often described these years as some of his happiest years. Curly finally found his calling as a family man, the calling he had been searching for his whole life. So for the first time in quite a few years, everything seemed to be going well for the Three Stooges. In fact, with Curly's recent improvement in health, Moe started throwing the idea around of Curly returning to the act, and Shemp staying with the act, changing the act from the Three Stooges to the Four Stooges. And while this would have been quite the interesting sight for us Stooge fans to see, the idea was short-lived. Curly quickly dismissed the idea, telling Moe he had found his calling in life and he didn't feel the need to return to the act. But sadly for the Stooges, this happy moment was short-lived. Curly's health started to decline again. During the filming of He Cooked His Goose, Curly passed away at the age of 48. This was a hard hit to Moe, Shemp, and Larry. They had lost a close friend. And to Moe and Shemp, a brother. But the Stooges were troopers, and they pushed on through this tough time, continuing to pump out their ever-so-popular short films. But 2 years later, another tragedy struck this comedy team. At the age of 60, Shemp Howard died suddenly of a heart attack. Moe and Larry, just recovering from the grief of Curly's passing, now had to deal with the added anguish and pain of Shemp's passing. Moe, the usually ever-persistent Stooge, finally planned on retiring the act, seeing no point in continuing without Shemp. But before Moe and Larry could end the Stooges for good, they had to complete that year's contract with Columbia. According to Moe and Larry's contract, they still had 4 shorts to complete that year before they could leave for good. In order to complete these shorts, new footage of Moe and Larry was recorded with actor Joe Palma standing in for Shemp. This footage was then edited together with older stock footage of Shemp. So despite Shemp's passing, he was still appearing in new Three Stooges shorts. These shorts came to be known as the Fake Shemp shorts. While filming the Fake Shemp shorts, Moe and Larry had a change of heart. They felt they worked well together as a duo and wanted to continue the act as the Two Stooges. But when they presented the idea to Columbia executives, they were famously told, "I'm paying for 3 Stooges, not 2." For the first time, there were no more of the original Three Stooges for Moe and Larry to turn to for help. They would need to find an outsider to save the act. Enter Joe Besser, a comedian who had his own series of short subjects at Columbia, quite similar to the Stooges' own films. Moe, Larry, and Shemp had actually met Joe Besser before, back when the act was still known as Ted Healy and his Stooges. They once shared the stage with a young Joe Besser while touring the vaudeville circuits. And much later, Shemp and Joe worked alongside each other in Abbott and Costello's Africa Screams. So Joe wasn't a total stranger to Moe and Larry, and on paper, Joe Besser seemed to have everything it took to be a Stooge. Despite this, Joe Besser was quite nervous about becoming a Stooge. Shemp Howard was, and still is, considered a comic genius, and a rather irreplaceable Stooge. Joe Besser feared that the fans wouldn't accept him as a Stooge. In his book, Joe Besser wrote, "Would the public accept me as Shemp's replacement? Would Moe and Larry regret bringing me aboard?" As it turned out, my fears were all washed away after my first day in the job. Despite Joe Besser having no slapstick experience or experience working alongside Moe and Larry, Joe Besser actually fit in pretty well with the act. For the first few shorts, Joe Besser didn't engage in any of the slapstick due to his lack of training, but he eventually joined in on the fun with Moe and Larry once he felt comfortable slapping them around and being slapped around himself. But here's where I make a distinction between Shemp Howard and Joe Besser. Shemp loved to be hit. His younger brother Curly also loved to be hit, but Joe Besser hated to be hit. Now, red flags may be going off in your head. A Stooge that doesn't like to be hit? That's crazy, I know. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Joe's dislike of being hit is reflected in his comic character. The Stooges get into slap-happy fights all the time. Shemp and Curly usually just take the slaps Moe serves them, occasionally hitting back. But Joe Besser can't take a slap. If Mo slaps Joe, you know Joe is going to slap him back. Joe just can't let Mo win any slap battles. If it's an eye poke, Joe is fine. If it's a nose pluck, Joe is also fine. But if it's a slap, Joe will hit back. This is why what defined Joe is the Sassy Stooge. Joe will always hit back, regardless of who was supposed to win the fight, or if the scene was supposed to end. Joe is bold in that he holds no restraint in slapping back. This really makes Joe feel different as a Stooge.
Does barbecues have pits?
Oh, what are you hitting me for? I didn't say it. He said it. Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, you said
No, I didn't.
it. Yes?
Incidentally, do barbecue have pits?
Quiet.
Not so loud. Don't tell me. I know how.
Don't yell at
Look,
me
I
and don't
know.
tell me to stop. Oh! Ooh, ooh, that hurts. Ooh.
You know, really.
I'm dreaming. Ow, not so hard. Ow, not so hard.
Ooh, copy.
This is not the only thing Joe Besser changed about the dynamic of the act. Shemp Howard was known for his quick pacing and snappy dialogue. Joe Besser is slower paced. He takes his time, often overpronouncing words or even slowing down his speech when delivering lines. This is completely different from Shemp and Curly's style of quick pacing. This slows the pacing of the entire act. When comparing these later shorts to earlier shorts like Brideless Groom, it's obvious that these shorts are much slower paced.
Shut up.
Big boss. Always tell us what to do. Don't do this, don't do that.
Pardon me. What did you say?
I said, oh, shut up!
Now you know what I mean. Hey, what do you know? From your pal Felix. Well, wise guy, I got my wish again.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Come on. That belongs to me. You.
Steals from
Yeah,
everybody.
he steals. He's a.
Dry up. Make another wish.
You meanie. I wish that cigar would blow right up in his face. Hey, Mo, I was just thinking.
Every time you think, you weaken the nation. Now shut up and sit down like I told you.
All right, just like you told me.
Joe Besser also changes Larry's position in the trio. While Larry has always been the Stooge in the middle and the heart of the action, Larry seems a lot more energetic and crazy in these later shorts. This is because Joe, as a character, is not quite as energetic and wild as Shemp and Curly were. And Larry, as the ultimate balancer of the act, has taken on these more wild and energetic behaviors to keep the act balanced. Sometimes when watching the Joe Besser shorts, Joe almost seems more like the Stooge in the middle than Larry, because Larry will just take over with crazy antics and arguments with Mo. It really makes these final shorts feel different.
You dirty double-crosser.
You're a triple crosser.
You stole my girl.
And she was my girl.
Yeah, well, fight for her honor. Put up your hands. Because you see, when I was in the ring, they were got us with the feeder.
I'll murder you.
I forgot to buy the milk.
Oh, you crazy you. You know I can't eat oatmeal without milk. Gee, I wish I had some milk.
Hey, there's a cow out there. What comes from cows?
Steak.
Come on. Milk.
I got my wish again.
Now, Joe Besser isn't as different from previous Stooges as you might think. Like Shemp and Curly before him, he was a great improviser. It's not uncommon that I find myself chuckling after some of his exchanges with Mo and Larry.
What are you doing in my girl's house?
Your girl's house? You mean my girl's
You're
house?
both crazy. She's my girl.
You hold your tongue.
I can't. It's too slippery.
Shut up. Superstition. Oh!
Larry, look.
What's that?
Oh, I can't.
Joe, what's the matter? What's the matter?
Nothing. A nice piece of acting, though, isn't it?
Come on, get you.
It's delicious.
Hey, what's the idea of spreading mashed potatoes on your bread? Why don't you use butter?
That's fattening.
Now, the Joe Besser shorts are considered a divisive chapter of the Three Stooges' legacy. Why, you may ask? It is simply because Joe Besser is different from Shemp and Curly. He changes the dynamic that Stooge fans know and love from previous shorts. His style and pacing is very different from Shemp and Curly's. The Joe Besser shorts just feel different in general. It takes time for those who are used to the earlier shorts with Shemp and Curly to adjust to the Joe Besser shorts. Now, I believe that the Stooges were always funny, regardless of who was in the act. I've gotten a good laugh out of each major era in the Three Stooges. For those of you who have trouble enjoying the Joe Besser shorts, I recommend trying to change your perspective. Don't try to enjoy the Besser shorts the same way you would enjoy earlier shorts. Be a little more open to different comedic ideas. Be accepting of differences rather than rejecting differences. And I'm sure that if you do this, like me, you will find Joe Besser to be a really funny Stooge. Joe Besser always spoke very highly of his 2 years working alongside Moe and Larry as a Stooge. He often labeled that time as a highlight of his career.
Because I never expected to ever be with the Stooges. But it was one of the most beautiful 2 years that I can remember in show business. We had more fun, more laughter amongst ourselves that made the pictures that we did a happy one.
Next time you watch the Stooges, I don't just want you to watch a short from this underrated era of the Stooges, but I want you to appreciate Joe Besser for the unique character he brought to the act. He changed the very fundamentals of the act we all love, giving these shorts a unique perspective on comedy and a unique charm of their own.
Well, his name is John Smith.
Don't tell me he introduced you to Pocahontas.
Somebody told you.
Quiet.